Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto. Thank you for joining me once again today. From the channel that brought you such favorites as Bitcoin rally over, sorry, to Bitcoin 6,000, maybe the next low, and has Bitcoin bottomed at 7,500, and other fan favorites you will actually see in this brand new playlist I started called Price Target Videos. Here you're actually going to find more of my price target videos. I find that some people don't know the true history of my calls, and I figure this is a good place to do that. So from this same channel, I bring you Bitcoin 5,000 to 3,200. That is the next low that I see in line for Bitcoin. Yes, I do see us going lower and not higher. So first things first, how can I derive such a price target in Bitcoin? And isn't that way too low for Bitcoin to go? Actually, it is not. From any rational analysis perspective, it is not too low. It can actually go lower than that. In fact, my previous price video has Bitcoin at 2,400. My most recent range is from Bitcoin 3,600 to 2,400. Usually picking an absolute bottom is basically, it's blasphemy. It's kind of alchemy. It doesn't exist, right? It's something that you can't derive an absolute bottom. I don't even know if my range is correct, but via my analysis that I've done on Bitcoin, that's what I've come up with, okay? So first, how can I derive that? Well, you can derive that, and to do that, I have to explain two things. Number one, I have to explain these trend lines in Bitcoin, and number two, I have to explain what a measured move is. Now, Bitcoin charts extraordinarily well. It acts extremely well from a charting perspective, and since I am a chart analyst, I'm able to do my calls with quite a high degree of accuracy. And the way I'm able to do that, number one, is because Bitcoin likes head and shoulders patterns. It loves head and shoulders patterns. And when you imply a head and shoulders, when you see a head and shoulders pattern, it actually implies a target via a measured move. Okay, via a measured move. And just like I made this this video prediction here about Bitcoin 11,500, which actually it was down below that. I went to 10,400. And keep in mind, I think I made that video when we were up here over $15,000. So that was quite a ballsy prediction, to be honest with you. But I saw it on the chart, so I had to put it out in a video. And I did, and actually it worked out quite well. And I have a live video analysis of this drop down. If you want to see the ultimate low in Bitcoin and how those get bought, go ahead to my channel here and go ahead and search 12-22. Okay, 12-22. Hit enter, and you will get to my crash of 1222 live. And within that video, I actually have some links here to the actual time when it rose. So trying to save you guys some time there. All right. So based off of these measured moves and based off of these trend lines, you can actually derive a price target. And so from here to the neckline here, which was about here, that drove me to 11,500. Now, actually, I don't think I actually called this particular low. I don't think I called this low. I wasn't really thinking about deriving a target at the time. I did derive the 6,000 low, however, which was in one of those videos you saw over here on real-crypto.com in my resources section on my YouTube section. Okay, so right there, Bitcoin 6,000 may be the next low. And there's Bitcoin 6,000. And now we have another trend line. Now keep in mind, you have to derive these price targets, these measured moves off of these trend line breaks. And here's the most recent measured move, and here's the most recent trend line that we need to break. Okay, here's the most recent trend line we need to break. And I'm giving you a range and not a specific target for two reasons. Number one, because this is actually a fairly abnormal pattern. This is an abnormal pattern. And to be quite frank with you, I'm using a target over here, which is not a standard pattern, but these trend lines, the way that these are behaving in a sequence of three and with decreasing, what's the word I'm looking for? The angle is continuously decreasing. That to me makes this actually very valid. As you see, we had these kind of big H patterns before the retest. Big H pattern before the retest. This is an even bigger H pattern before the retest. Okay, now to derive our target here, I basically took a measured move from this high right here towards 11,775, and I actually gave us to the bottom of this most recent low here. You see that right there? I give that to the bottom of the most recent low. And then what I do is I actually move it to where the breakdown begins. And this breakdown looks like it's beginning here. Looks like it already began in the right shoulder of this head and shoulders pattern on this 2-hour chart. Not sure if you can see that there, but I made my last video and mentioned a head and shoulders. And in my last video, there wasn't even a right shoulder. There was not even a right shoulder. So now there's a shoulder, and that's where this sell-off began. All right, so if the sell-off, if you consider the sell-off beginning here, then the price target you derive is actually $4,775. Okay, $4,775, but I'm calling it $5,000 just for easy math. If you actually, and from there you can actually take it from a number of points. There's no 100% accurate way to do this. All right, this one is 4,400. If you take it from the actual breakdown point, you imply a 3,600 to, about a 3,600 Bitcoin price target, which sits right at the top of my range between Bitcoin 3,600 and Bitcoin 2,400. Those were both derived, the 36 and 2,400. Those I have explained those in other videos, and I've derived one based off of the 2013 top to ultimate bottom, which was 85%, and the second one I've derived it from this peak dropping down 55% more. And if you want more details, go watch those videos. So that's how I'm deriving these price targets, ladies and gentlemen. The next question is, when is this going to happen? Well, unfortunately, I don't necessarily have an answer for you there. Don't really have an answer for you there. This can take a little bit of time to play out. But I will say that both of these drops out of these basing areas, both of these drops happened within 6 to 7 days. So if you think about it in those terms, whenever we decide to break down, maybe we only have 6 to 7 days before we hit the ultimate bottom. That's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but based on the recent price decline action, assuming we still have the same market participants doing the same thing over and over and over again, maybe it takes about a week. So maybe we'll see a much lower price in Bitcoin a lot sooner than we think. That could be very possible. But we definitely could bounce up off of this trend line one more time, channel around, maybe test this trend line, maybe go higher. It's hard to say exactly, but all I know is that whenever we do finally break this trend line, we're probably going to go down here and head to a sub 5,000 level. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. Please remember to check out my my Real Crypto playlist here under price target videos if you're curious about what I've said in the past. And also, please feel free to check out my website and check out my offerings I have here with my webinars for my Market Cycles webinar, which we're coming to the end of the bear market cycle. And if you want to know how to approach the next bull market cycle, bam, best money you'll ever spend. Best money you'll ever spend. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I will see you next time.